Go.
All right, now we're going to be touching base on testing certain items on the ignition system. We're going to start out by just testing different types of coils. We're going to test for primary resistance, secondary resistance on single lead, dual lead, again, single lead and dual lead, secondary to ground. We're going to be checking all the resistances, supposed to have a certain amount of ohms primary, certain amount of ohms secondary. Let's go check them out. Okay, so we're going to start. I'm going to shut this door.
Thanks.
Cool beans. So we're going to be starting out checking a regular, like XR100 style ignition coil. So we're going to be checking our primary windings. Our primary windings go from the input lead to ground. So we're looking for primary leads, looking for 1.3 to 1.6 ohms.
You can put that right there so they can read the numbers on it.
200 scale, beautiful. So we're going to go from primary. We have 2.5, which is definitely within the specs here. And we're going to go secondary. Secondary lead, we're going to go to 20K. Because the secondary is in K ohms. We're going to go from the primary lead. Secondary lead, excuse me. To the ground. That's going to be between 7 and 10. We're 9.8, we're within the spec. Now we're going to go to a dual lead ignition coil. Our dual lead ignition coil, these came off of the Nighthawk that we're working on out back. So there's a couple ways to test these. We're going to test the dual lead, we're going to test primary. So we're going to go from terminal to terminal on regular 200 ohm scale. We should be getting anywhere from let's see, dual lead, primary, should be 2.7 plus or minus 10%. So let's see what we have for a reading here. Just 2.7, we're reading 3 ohms.
Can you turn that so they can see what you're pressing?
Oh, 2 input leads.
There you go.
2 inlet leads. And like I said, the spec is 2.7 plus or minus 10%. We have 3 ohms, so that's within the spec. Our second resistance we're going to do on the other coil, and it goes from cap to cap. So cap to cap, and that's on K ohms. We're supposed to have 14, excuse me, cap to cap is 20 to 25 K ohms. I'm having problems here. I'm not having any. Oh, there's a problem. I was on the 20K, should have been on 25K, because we're at 24.3 K ohms. It is 20 to 25 K ohms.
It's just glare. I couldn't read the numbers.
Sorry, we got 24 ohms. I was on the 20 ohm scale. I had to go to the 200K scale. So from cap to cap, 20 to 25, with 24 and change, we're okay there. Now the secondary without the caps. So I got 2 coils. I'm just going to test the other coil from cap to cap. I mean from input to input. That should have 14 K ohms plus or minus 10%. 14 K ohms. 14.22 ohms. And again, that's from terminal to terminal without the wires or the caps involved in it. 14K. Now we're going to do the last style, which is the coil cap, which is the GSXR style, or like it's on my CRF, lightweight. So we're going to do the primary windings, which are the 2 plugs, and that's going to be done on regular ohms. So we're going to go from input to input, and we should have between 0.8 and 2.0. 0.8 and 2.0. So we got 1.5. We're right dead spec in the middle of that spec. Now we're going to go for the secondary, which is going to be done again on K ohms. So we're going to go up to 20 K ohms. We're going to go from a spark plug lead to one of these input leads. We should have, let's see, 0.8 to 0.15 K ohms. We got 13 K ohms. Perfect. Again, we're right about in the middle of that spec. Should be 8 to 15. We're at 13. We're right dead smack in the middle of that. So all of these coils have tested statically correct. Okay, that's coils. Now we're going to start testing coils of wire. We're going to test